Hello, good evening, everyone in the house. Okay, good evening, Mukesh, good evening, Krishna, good evening, Ravi, good evening, all. Nice. Okay, team. Good evening, Rahul, Yogesh, और कौन है भाई chat में? Good evening, Rahul, Kavita, Yogesh. Fine, guys. Chalo, it's 9:02 p.m. We will be getting started. Good evening, Shenu. Okay, good evening, all the members in the house. Cha, 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 cha. Okay, first of all, team, today is going to be a practical day. We are going to take actions. So if you are just listening, I would just highly recommend you कि थोड़ा सा busy हो जाते हैं. Go in a separate place somewhere, sit, log in from laptop, take a pen and a paper. Don't just listen today's session. Okay. देखो guys, life is pretty simple. You need to know the right things and you need to do the right things. If you don't take actions, nothing changes in your life. And after a few days, your thoughts also come back to your old self, which is again confused what to do, what not to do, same thing. So if you are not taking actions, it is going to be a problem. So I would highly recommend, okay, everybody be alert, sit, don't sleep, don't just listen, log in from laptops, let's do activities, because today's this 1 hour that we will spend together will really give you clarity about what you should do next in your career, at your job, as part of maybe whatever job hunting process and all. What should your next 3 years look like? What should your next 1 year look like? Next 6 months look like? Next 3 months look like? Okay. So all of these things are going to happen today. Okay. Primarily, what we will do, whatever we discussed in the day one and day two, today we are going to strategize that, convert it into an action plan, which we are going to apply. Okay, this is how it is going to be. Now, the thing is, let's quickly revise what we did. I'll be sharing my screen and quickly we'll have a revision of that and then we'll get started. Okay, so already we have this LinkedIn blog page. Okay, so as part of the day one, I shared it. I'm sharing my screen right now. Yeah, so okay, so this is the LinkedIn URL. I'll paste it right now in the chat also. So career transformation December batch. Here all the sessions on a daily basis will be uploaded. Okay, so we did day before yesterday, 5th December, the first session, the 5 rules for massive career success. Next, yesterday we conducted the second one, the internal tech aspects of things while we do the project development. So all the things which we discussed yesterday, I have even put it here. Plus on the YouTube, the sessions are available. So links are there. So if you go to this on a daily basis, all the sessions and the stuff will be available here. Okay, fine. Now I'm pasting this link to you guys so you can also refer it and bookmark this because all the sessions will be further available here. A second, pasting it in our Zoom chat. Okay. Now, again, guys, as part of day one, we spoke about 5 rules of career success. And here it is all mentioned. Okay. The 5 rules of career success. Rule number 1, becoming an A player. So there is a description of that, what exactly it relates to. So we have to become an A player. Next, and the remaining 4 rules are also covered. You have to break the regular working boundaries because you have to look at your 24 hours as one. You work for yourself and you have to put all your time that is available for self growth and growth at whatever you do at work. Okay, so give your best shot at work and that's how it is going to help you out. So, and we have to step by step strategize it. Okay, fine. Next, knowing expectations and exceeding expectations, this is another thing. So you should know key what is expected out of you and you should try to cross boundaries. Next, we need to constantly do all throughout your life, every single day, 2 things. One, your skills should grow, which you apply on a daily basis at your job. So always try to figure out how you can do things better, how you can get maximum results done out of your day-to-day life. So this is what it is, constant skill upgradation. Okay, let's say 3 months ago you might be doing coding, but in 3 months you learn this skill, okay, how to do more better in terms of whatever aspects. But in 3 months from now, 6 months from now, everything that you're doing right now should even get a better version. That's what is your skill upgradation. Okay, in terms of whatever problems. Now you know your job better. Ek karke list down all the areas, how to grow here, how to grow here, how to grow here. Accordingly, start Googling, start finding courses, blogs, read it, apply it, grow yourself. Everything's like how to do it is a simple part. Once you know what needs to be done, and if you're dedicatedly taking actions, how becomes a simple part. So fine, skill upgradation, knowledge upgradation, daily books, which will help you to have a right mindset, good capability, good maturity. Decision makings will improve if your knowledge is good. So all of this thing. And next we said, create bonds with strong, successful people. Okay, right now in the present, the people who are really dedicated to put efforts at project, spend more time with them, hang out with B players and A players, these two guys. Slowly steadily cut down the D players and the C players of your from your life, because anyways in a long run they will not accomplish greatness, and you will not be able to get any value out of it. Okay, so point is you need to belong in the group of greatness, so that they succeed, you succeed, and you together can even create massive things. Okay, so thoda sa be choosy who you want in your life. Otherwise these like D players will act like an anchor and pull you back in your life. It's as simple as that, because they themselves are not dedicated to work, learn, and if you hang out with them, they will be like chalo time pass kar, and they will pull you back and they will pull you really bad in your life. So avoid such people, negative minded people, those who don't want to put efforts, those who think bhai life is always miserable. Avoid such people. They will really backfire on you very badly. Okay, so that's what it is. So first thing is, yesterday, day before yesterday, we came up with these 5 rules. Every rule is important. It's not optional. Every rule is important. The matter is when you are going to work on that. Okay, so as part of today, we will spend some time in strategizing, okay, which should be your initial next 2-3 actions, and then let's think, plan for yourself, okay, what you will do in order to grow in these areas. Okay, first is that. And second wise, we discussed a lot of things today, yesterday, sorry. We covered so many aspects, okay, how an application developer should focus while he is into his IT journey. It's not just simple plain coding. It is functional, it is standards, it is tools, it is process, it is best ways of doing something, it is automating things, it is database knowledge, it is decision making, it is exploring new things, R&D of stuff. It is like doing the right integrations by collaborating with maybe other companies and all that. Next, modular design, performance, security. If you work for proprietary tools, then how your career should be. If you want to get into a full stack, how your career should be. If you want to, while you're developing, considering infrastructure and scale, we spoke about that. Concurrency is another part. Nothing but all of this is an application development. And I might have missed out a few things which might be there in your projects maybe. So just know it, it's a big ocean of knowledge which needs to be acquired as you grow in this IT career. There is no end to it, guys. There is always next level. Okay, I particularly know there are top CTOs and architects who are constantly doing research about the new trends which are happening in the industry. You can imagine they have so much knowledge and still they are hunting, okay, where the market is shaping, what next is happening, what technology will dominate, and what are the further standards, and then they try to take their teams and their companies to that direction. So you can imagine if the toppest guys of your organizations is spending time in learning, researching, growing. So at every layer that knowledge is applicable. Never stay satisfied with what you know right now. Okay, it is always having the next level. Okay, fine. This is how you grow through forward. Now, chalo, it's already 10 minutes done. We did a quick recap. Now it's the time to take actions. Okay, first, let's define out of these 5 rules, becoming an A player versus these 5 things, which area you actually want to improve in your life. Try to strategize. Step 1 kya rahega, step 2, step 3. Try to identify your next 3 moves in each of these sections. Each of these sections, matlab out of 5, you now see what should be a first step, what should be a second step, which you want to work upon. Dekho guys, in a long run, maybe 6 months, you might have to work on every idea. But at least right from tomorrow, if you want to work on something, which of this you will start taking? Chalo, let's think about it. So everybody, take your pen and a paper and look at these 5 rules. Okay, I'll give some inputs, but you have to make decisions right now. Yes, it's not possible to work on all 5 at the same time, but can we pick one? And can we do it for like few weeks and then add? You strategize. How do you want to execute this? One is becoming a player. Second, breaking 10 to 7 boundaries and investing more time on your growth. Okay, and it should apply at work, not self growth khali. We are saying which helps you in your career at your day-to-day job, that kind of growth. Okay. Third, okay, know and exceed expectation. Okay, the third is know and exceed expectation. Fourth, skill and knowledge upgrade. And the fifth one, hang out with or bond with, network with growth minded people. Okay, now these 5. So if you ask my suggestion, okay, I would just say the right place to start. The right place to start is, if you want to become an A player, straight away going to an A player, uske liye step by step it's happening, right? First thing is, you should know this. This will come like a first prerequisite. You should know what is first expected out of you, so that you can further strategize how to master that and then how to go to the next player, A player. So A player jaane se pehle, you should definitely know this thing. Otherwise, you cannot really try this. So this is a prerequisite for this. Okay. Next, maybe once you know your expectation and what you should do good. Okay. The second thing is, you should do this thing, skill and knowledge upgrade, and that will automatically result in this point. So these two are dependent. Okay, because if you are already planning to invest on regular skill upgrade, regular knowledge upgrade, if you are already doing it, you will spend more than 10 to 7 at your growth. It will automatically happen. So you don't have to worry about this. It will take care of itself. If you decide daily 30 minutes I want to do skill upgrade, as we have 24 hours, 1 ghanta to dena chahiye, please. 1 hour on your personal growth, because that growth is going to stick with you forever. Nobody can pull it away. So 30 minutes of skill growth, 30 minutes of knowledge growth. Knowledge growth, let's keep it simple. I am saying ki bhai, read books which will help you in your decision making, thought process, belief system, mind activity. Okay, so technical, put it in the skill. Knowledge, maturity is different. Both are different things. Don't mix it. When failure happens in your life, how to bounce back. When pressure happens, how to do it. When leadership skill enhancement, how to do it. All that happens as part of this. Maturity will grow if your knowledge is good. Technically, if you are good, you will only grow technically. Maturity is different, technically is different. Okay? So maturity means right knowledge, which will come with books. So 30 minutes of book reading every single day, 30 minutes of skill reading every single day. The way you eat 3 times food, make that like that, this habit. Okay, plan it out. The world is not making these mandatory for you. You make this mandatory for yourself. 24 ghante guys, 24 hours. Make it happen. Okay. Now, the thing is, these 2 things are required, and then hanging out with growth minded people. Okay. Now, my suggestion will be, if you want to do things in a priority, your target should be knowing expectation, okay, what your job expects out of you right now. Then based upon that expectation, this should be your second priority. How do you train? What do you train? How do you acquire more knowledge at your job? These 2 things should be your starting point. And when you do these 2 things properly, over a period of time, you will engage with your time properly and you will become a player. It will happen as a response to the first 2 things. And this is a parallel thing. Now, just think, if you are growing, just imagine you are in a team where one person is constantly learning, upgrading, and you have to become that person who shares knowledge. Guys, life mein sharing is everything. Why am I doing all these free sessions? I would believe in sharing knowledge because I know that you guys will get benefited, your projects will get benefited, and it is good for the world. Otherwise, struggling life will be a very bad disaster. So sharing is the ultimate way of living. Sharing, caring, that's how you grow basically. And you have to already abide, and that's what A player, so that's a quality of A player. So you need to start sharing your knowledge, involving in discussions with your team members. Hey, I'm learning this, what are you doing right now? How can we make this project better? Can we learn? Because guys, right now problem is there, how do you solve? But if your conversations on the floor becomes growth oriented, automatically this will also happen as a reaction. Once you start sharing, right interested people who are more focused on career growth, they will be attracted towards you. Those who are anyways time pass crowd, they will be like हमेशा growth की बात करता है, let me go for movie, इसके साथ बात नहीं करना. So losers will automatically leave you because they want to chill in life. They don't want to think about growth and all. They might talk about a lot of nonsense to pollute your mind. Okay, why are you working hard? Stay away from all such people. In a long run, they will face consequences, but you should protect yourself. Growth is the only way forward. So now what I'm saying is, if you prioritize knowing what is expected out of you, if you prioritize what to learn on a daily basis in your skills and knowledge at your day-to-day job, and you share that knowledge, that should be a third step. Share that knowledge with at your work colleagues. Don't keep it to yourself, guys. You will face a lot of problems. The world is this is interesting about the world. If people see other people growing, they will try to pull them back. Okay, this is what is one real face of the world. 3 Idiots में वो बोला था, right, कि जब दोस्त फेल हो जाता है तो बुरा लगता है, लेकिन पास होता है तो और ज्यादा बुरा लगता है, टॉप आता है तो और ज्यादा बुरा लगता है. So that's how the world works. Okay, if people see that you are too much dedicated, you want to succeed, and you are putting so much effort, all the mediocre people, average people, they will resist you. They will try to block you, they will try to pull you, they might try to pull politics on you as well, because they see you're trying to rise and they are not able to do it, so they will try to pull you back. This is how the society is for many cases. Now, what is the solution for this? Yeah, you can trigger your emotions, anger, blah blah blah, does not matter. The right solution is, okay, bhai, I don't want to go there alone, let everybody grow together. If you offer a hand to people, that resistance disappears and it's genuine hand. You're not trying to fake it. And guys, let me tell you, this life has opportunities for everyone. The world has opportunities for everyone. So don't think that somebody else will take it away from you. You believe in sharing, the life will reward you in a long run. It's guaranteed. So don't worry. Let them grow. Yeah. People grow as much efforts they put in. Okay, there is no hack for that. If somebody is putting efforts, he will grow. If you are putting efforts, you will grow. So don't try to compete with one another. Start with sharing, pull everybody together, because then people will genuinely respect you, they will value you, and then this bond will be more stronger. Okay, chalo, all these things said and done. 9:20 ho gaya. Let's spend next some time, okay, 10 minutes, 15 minutes to really brainstorm this. Okay, so this, in my opinion, this should be your priority of action because it is logical. If you work on these two, rest will automatically take care of itself. So don't worry about it. It will automatically happen. You just focus on these 3 areas. Okay, now start thinking, what do you think is the expectation out of your work? Okay, so write down at least 5 points. What do you think your current project might expect out of you? And all the job seekers, same fun time, you might not have these points, but job seeker, you should ask yourself same question. Okay, right now, if you want to have a job, what are the next 5 things I should do? Am I doing or not is a different question, but what is the 5 things which I should definitely do on a regular basis so that I will get the job? So job seekers identify that. Okay, chances of job kaise easy ho jayenge, and working professionals, you look at these areas and write down ki bhai, what exactly might be the expectations from you first of all. Okay? So at your job. Chalo everybody, write down 5 points. What your current job expects from you. Okay, in your opinion, you might be wrong, but there should be some starting point. Okay, there has to be some starting point. Chalo everybody, 5 points, write it down. Job seeker figure out other stuff. And guys, you have to get better in this, planning yourself out. Okay, your career, your life, you have to get better in this. The more you do, the more better you will get. Not a problem. And I would even suggest you one thing while you're writing, write it down. Okay, and guys, important wale areas pakro. Okay, don't get in very small details. Pick the major ones. At my job, I'm supposed to do this. Okay, I'm supposed to do this. I'm supposed to do this. 5 points enough, but 5 should be more value add points, not like chota kam. So let's see what your brain thinks about. Everybody, please do it, guys. Don't listen. Please do it. Okay, guys, thinking and analysis is a skill which develops the more you do it. It will not come to you without actually thinking and analyzing. You have to practically do it. Then only it grows. And it is required at all stages of your IT career to analyze, to make decisions, to plan. And this is what we are trying to do right now. Okay. Five things, the top 5 things, the important 5 things. अगर 5 नहीं आ रहा है तो 3 लिख लो, but write something, put yourself out there, देखते हैं. And you will get it, don't worry about it. The more you think, you will get better in that. Okay, and if you have done with 5, just comment it in chat 5. Okay, somebody is saying Natras sir slogan is sharing is caring. Yeah, correct hai bhai, Natras sir guru hai. It's his fundas are very true, very right. And for a very long time I just followed his principles very blindly in my IT career, all the beginning times and all that. So very nice thought process, guys. Okay, so learn from all these people. Okay, you'll be lucky to get such kind of people in your life, and you should absorb all the knowledge which they can offer. Okay, don't let it go. सब कुछ सीखो, सब कुछ observe, learn, मतलब demand that knowledge out. Okay. Okay, fine. So there are multiple people saying 5s. There are some 4s. Guys, throw it in the chat. What is your current counter so we can move to the next step? Sanket is 4, Rahul 5, Shenu 4. Next. Chalo guys, take actions. Kitne log hai? Like there are 70 plus people. Chats are not flowing, guys. Activity. Please don't sleep. Please don't sleep, guys. My grandfather used to say, "Jo soya wo khoya." He had this slogan. Every day in the morning, he used to see if we are sleeping, he used to come and say, "Jo soya wo khoya." Okay, if you keep sleeping, you will lose everything in your life. Jo soya wo khoya. You will lose everything. So it was his funda of living. He used to wake up like 3 in the morning. Like different person. Okay, fine. So there are multiple stuff coming out. Okay, okay, chalo, let's move on. So those who are taking actions, I definitely know that you will evolve, you will get better. Okay, very good. So you have multiple people, even they have mentioned the 5 things which they are doing. Good stuff. Self-analysis, very good. Now I have another suggestion for you, and this is really going to be very valuable for you. Okay, dekho guys, life is about success. How does success come? It's 2 things which needs to be done. One is you have to become better. Second, people should know that you are becoming better. That's how success happens. You might become James Bond, but लोगों को पता ही नहीं है कि James Bond साथ में घूम रहा है. How will people value you if they don't really understand who you are, what you are? So एक effort you have to put that people should somehow know that you are growing, you are helping, you are caring also. Then more opportunities come. Remember this forever. Okay, Arnold ne said this. 2 ways of success. One, you become really good. Second, make people realize that you are good. Live by this all throughout your career. You will start moving up the ladder pretty soon. You have to do things. It will not happen automatically. So now my second suggestion to you, for all the working people at least, okay, what you should do right from maybe tomorrow or this week. Okay, simple. You have to put this very right manner at your maybe manager or your seniors. Okay, simply tell this to your team. I really want to improve in whatever I am doing. Could you please suggest me some improvement areas? What do you think I am bad in? Could you please guide me? How do I improve? That's it. Okay. Ask your manager or senior. Okay. Your words should also be very humble, very polite. I really want to, and guys, ego nahi dikhna chahiye. Be soft, lower yourself, be humble enough to ask for help, not with attitude. If you look too much attitude wise, people will be like, nahi sikhata. Go humble to people. Yeah, I really want to learn and I feel somewhere I'm really facing some problems. Could you please guide me how I can get better? Humble, down to earth, and soft spoken. There is a way of talking to people. If you go with attitude and like, अरे मेरे को सीखना यार सिखा दे भाई, people will be like खुद ही कर ले. Attitude low रखो, people will help you. So I really want to learn and grow. Somewhere I am facing some challenge. Bolo. Okay, be vulnerable. Could you please guide me on what I should improve? Or you can simply say somewhere facing challenge. I'm struggling to really find what to improve and how to improve. Can you please help me with this? Even though you might know it, tell like this to the people. Okay, that's it. And you will realize, talk to multiple people, ask the same question. They will give you guidance based upon their experience. They know you, you're having one-on-one with them. They will give you guidance. The hidden benefit you get it unknowingly, those people know that you want to grow and you are ready to put efforts to grow. And that is enough. So you grow, plus there are people around you who knows that you are growing. When these 2 things mix together, whenever opportunity comes in project, it will come to you because you have dedication for growth. So just apply this another technique at your job and you will start moving really fast in the good books of everyone. And guys, then genuinely grow karna chahiye. This will backfire on you. If you tell to people and then you are not growing, okay, despite they telling you if you don't grow, so then they will be like, सिर्फ बातें करता है, only he likes to do talks, बाकी का कुछ है नहीं, and fakeism will anyways come out. So that's what I said in the day 1 itself. We should genuinely be good. There is no hack for this. Okay, fine. So chalo. So these 2 things, you found your expectations right now. You have written maybe 4, maybe 5. It might be right, it might be wrong. Tomorrow, when you are at work, try to have this kind of conversations with your team members, your seniors basically. Junior se mat bolo, unko khud hi nahi pata hai, and even if they know you are growing, they will become a rival to you. Seniors se baat karo. Talk with your managers, seniors humbly. Okay, depending upon what is your bond, but effectively, smartly talk, get your things done. and then you will have a very nice solid list. Okay, very nice solid list, okay, what you're supposed to do. Okay, then comes your next action, which is this. Whatever improvement areas are there in your role, whatever you figured out, and after the conversation with your manager, if you say no, I'm too shy, I don't want to speak, fine, you just do based upon your analysis, that is also fine. But if you have this list, now you need to get it into a system of how do you improve in this list by dedicating your 30 minutes every single day for your growth. Okay, so now, and guys, don't tell I don't have time, because it's just rubbish. Everybody has time. Why do you eat food if you don't have time? Why do you sleep if you don't have time? Why do you spend time on social media if you don't have time? Don't come up with all these reasons, I don't have time. Just that it's not your priority. Success right now is not your priority. You have taken it for granted until the life one day will knock you very badly, and then you will realize, oh, blunder is happening, I should do something. So don't wait for such moments. Be sensible, logical. You self take care of yourself so that you can avoid these disasters in life. Okay? Now, as part of next 5 minutes, think about it. It's mandatory, guys. It's not optional. You hold yourself accountable by chahiye every single day, 1 hour I will dedicate. Now you see, you multiply it with 365 days, you will be far better than all of your team members, guaranteed. A person who is learning can never be beaten, never. Those who don't grow, they will always struggle, but those who's constantly growing and in the right direction, 5 years mein life kahan ki kahan chale jayenge, you will be on a whole new level. So right now I want to tell you, fix 30 minutes 2 slots and repeat every day at the same time. The way a job timing is fixed, 10 to 7 you do job, like this, reserve 1 hour for this kind of growth. Fix time every single day. Now you plan your rest of the time accordingly. It could be any time. Look at from 24-hour cycle, when do you sleep, when do you wake up, when do you do what, and as part of that, now lock your 1 hour. Okay, I will grow in this time. 30 minutes on your skill, 30 minutes in your knowledge. So guys, now write down the time slots, 2 slots, and fix hona chahiye, guys, and never change that time. Okay, never change that time. If you say 8 a.m., so every day 8 a.m., it should be like a class you are joining in. Or right now we are connecting daily 9 p.m. It should be that kind of fixed slot every single day. By that you will become consistent with that. If you keep changing it because of n number of priorities, today I have to go here, next day I have to go there, it will never become a permanent habit. So you want to build this as a habit, repetition. One simple solution is daily at the same time every single day. And you have to prioritize this on top of your other things. Some friend says, 8 baje, chalo, let's go somewhere. You should say no to that, because this carries a bigger priority. Unless some emergency happens, you should just discard anything else which overlaps with your growth time. Okay, so now think about this. Which 2 slots of 30 minutes each you can daily allocate? Let's say Monday to Friday kar lo yaar. Not daily, fine, Monday to Friday. But because there is a pattern to your life, study that pattern and write down slot 1 time and slot 2 time. What we will do in this slot, karte. This will help you to do that. Internet is there, net is there. You will figure out, at least go in that slot. Okay, I want to grow in this. Let your brain work for you. Okay, so guys, write down your slot 1, your slot 2. But again, Monday to Friday daily you should do this for 30 minutes. So the slot should be like that. Okay, no other work should come there. You have to prioritize this slot on top of anything else. Maybe one day due to something ad hoc it is moving, it is fine. But one day hona chahiye. Maybe in 50 days, one day you miss it. Okay, you don't miss your lunch, you don't miss your mornings. You do that breakfast, lunch as a habit. Like that, do this as a habit. Prioritize it, guys. Nobody else is prioritizing success for you. You have to do it for yourself. Okay, you need to do it for yourself. Chalo, it's already 9:37. We have to go to the next layer also, guys. So chalo, first let's close this. And once you're done, just type it in chat as done. Simple. Look at your 24 hours, try to find the pattern. When do you get 1 hour free? Guys, it might be you might have to cut down your social media time and it's a good thing. You might have to cut down your time pass time and it is a good thing. You will grow with this. Okay. So if you know how to engage with your life properly, you will find more value coming outside. Otherwise, you will lose your time, waste your time. So engage. Fine. Zubair is done. Yogita is done. Faisal is done. Dipali is done. Everybody else, freeze your slots and comment here. Prasad is done. Vaibhav done. Mamta done. Renuka done. Santosh done. Rahul, Shailendra, Parul, Krishna, Mukesh, Achal, Nitish. Okay, chalo, pretty good. Now multiple guys throwing it. Sounds good. Guys, you have to stick to your ethics in life. Define once you have defined this standard, this time slot, don't make yourself a loser. Guys, दुनिया के हाथ में नहीं है whether to defeat you. It's in your hands. If you have committed to your growth and if you are not taking actions, you yourself is defeating you. The world is not required to pull you back in your life. You are sufficient. So you have to push yourself to make it happen. Okay? So don't let yourself fail. Hold your standard high. If you have made a determination, let's knock it. Let's make it happen. Attitude should be right. Fine, done. Now let's move on to the next piece. Dekho, Abhi, what to do in these slots? That is still an open question, which you figure out once you even do this activity. And then you will have a proper list. And then you figure out in this slot, tomorrow anyways go there. And just for 30 minutes, think, okay, what skill should I upgrade on? Start Googling, kahan pe milege these skills? Just sit in front of internet and ask the question, whatever is coming in your mind. Okay, how to improve in coding? Just write that in Google. How to improve in Java development? Arey, kuch na kuch to links milegi, right? Google is, that's where so much established. You might find 10 links. Read every single blog. Read what people are suggesting you to do. Accordingly, you make a judgment. Go to YouTube. You will find something there. N number of sources, guys. With internet, you can master. So tomorrow, start doing this. And tomorrow, maybe start even spending some time on your knowledge. Okay, just at least anything. Watch something which is educational, inspirational on YouTube, on internet, or anywhere. But 30 minutes, kuch to karo. And then once you find this, you get more meaning out of this 1 hour. We will talk more about the books in future coming sessions. But start reserving, start following. Fine, it's 9:40. We have 20 minutes for the session. Okay, with 20 minutes, we have to move on to the next major stuff. Okay, everybody. So I'm sharing our yesterday's sheet. Okay, everybody, hope you remember what we discussed yesterday. Abhi, it will become really useful for you. Even inputs from here, you can put it as part of your skill upgrade. So all these are ideas coming to what you should do. And then you have to make a judgment. Guys, I'll again tell this thing very clearly. In a 3-week program, okay, what best we together can do is get started towards your success journey. Learn the systems, know the right knowledge, and get started where you are becoming self-sufficient to execute your own life to success. Okay, so I literally don't want to do spoon feeding or end-to-end concrete thing, because in 3 weeks, how can a life be mastered in 3 weeks? But in 3 weeks, we can ignite that fire and know the systems and processes which you can self-sufficiently further explore, analyze, and you have to take actions, guys. Success will not be offered to you on a golden platter. आके नहीं मिलेगा कि भाई ये ले कृष्णकांत तिवारी जी, ये ले लो success. It will not come to you. You have to build it. You have to work hard for it. And it will not just happen by sitting at a place. Jana padega. You have to really get there, and that's how life works. So my target is to give you thoughts and the beginning points so that you feel the right way I want to grow, and some direction how I can grow. And then on top of that, you have to take next steps. And guys, those who take, eventually they will start growing more in this. So guys, it's a two-step process. You have to attain success, guys. Let me tell you, if you succeed in your life, it is because of you. And if you fail in your life, it is because of you. That's it. Nobody else is supposed to be blamed. That's what it is. Fine, let's come back. We have 18 minutes for the call. Okay, 18 minutes. Now, the thing is, yesterday we said so many things. If you want to really classify this, let's say you are a beginner into the IT industry. Okay, 0 to 3 years experience. Next slot, 3 to 5 years experience. Next slot, 5 to 7 years of experience. Next slot, 7 to plus. Okay, now let's see from all of these areas what all is. Yesterday we said step by step growth should happen. Don't skip too much of steps, because foundation will start shaking. Without core knowledge, you grow up, you will fall down one day. Building will collapse without strong foundation. Okay, pressure, tension, you will start quitting jobs, and that's bad. Okay, you want dream job, be worthy and ready for that. How do you do it? First, if you're junior, your primary focus should be how can you really build functionality. Of easy to ho jana chahiye. Even you should try to do medium complexity functionality. Easy to you have to definitely master, plus at the same time medium complexity also, how you can do it. And initially, yes, you might need support from people, but slowly your focus should be how you can do it independently in terms of developing, debugging. Initially take the support, but as you grow up, 0, 1 year, 2 years, you need to become independent in your thought process, coding, debugging, and really converting requirement into tech. For easy, you should definitely master. Medium complexity also, you should be able to do it like 50% the times medium should be working. So functional focus should be one. Okay, fine. What more required? Chalo, let's see. Standard should be good. Guys, whether you are a junior or a senior, project does not allow compromise standards. So you have to learn it. There is no escape for this. You cannot say right now, let me write bad code and we will fix it in future. Even though you are a junior, beginner, fresher, that's not an option. So you need to learn the standards right at the beginning. How to do coding, what is the structure, classes, how to write, methods, how to write, database, how to design, how this all coding standards will be in terms of naming, how much methods line of code should be, and database DB design should be, and all of these basic standards. Okay, commenting how it should be, why controller, why service. You should be clear what are the standards in your system. Okay, it is required. Start studying it already. Okay, fine. Next, required tools knowledge, definitely a must have. Right at the beginning, maybe not all tools. Now you decide which of the tools you are regularly interacting at your day-to-day job. Okay, so maybe some of the tools might not really be required for you. So, but there are some tools which you have to really master, explore. Go to YouTube, guys. 2 ghante ke video mein everything will be shared. Sit free. Knowledge is free in the current times. Start seeing whichever tools you use. Know the best practices of using that. What are the features? How we can get it? And it is again, as a junior, it is required, because wrong usage of tools will also have problems for you. Fine. This is another thing you have to master. Next process, you need to know this. Without clarity on how project works, you will never become the good IT professional. You will make wrong decisions at whatever you do, because you don't even have awareness of how projects work. So you will not do. This person, okay, some CEO said this very CTO, I think I heard in one of a conference. Okay, my friend was sharing this information. He said the decisions done on wrong data is already a bad decision, just that you don't know it yet. Okay, I repeat, the decisions done on wrong information is already a bad decision, just that you don't know it yet. That means in future that decision is going to fail, because the foundation for making decision, the information itself was bad. You might say, I made a perfect decision. Array, your data which you referred itself is a garbage. It's not right. The information is not right. This is what will happen. You might do right. You might feel you are doing right decisions at your day-to-day job. But if you don't know the big picture of what is happening, you might end up making a lot of mistakes. That's where, guys, open, expand your bracket, learn end to end. That's how you become good. And again, as part of 0 to 3, this is required. Okay, so process knowledge, tool knowledge, standard knowledge. Okay, next functionality knowledge. Standards may, guys, not just coding standard, many things have come here. Okay, so let me see where it is. Okay, so just a few pointers for you. Okay, standards, yes, one is coding standard. Next, API standards, right? HTTP codes. Okay, next, how to handle error message standards. Yeah, error code, error message. What is your standard? Exception handling standards. Okay, DB design standards, commenting standards, coding wise, like where to write, what method. Yes, you are junior, but your system there is a protocol. If you want to write functionality, it should be written here only. These kind of classes are responsible for this kind of code. These kind of classes are responsible for this kind of code. Security interceptor will be here. Your business logic will be here. Third party communications will be here. Those boundaries needs to be understood. Nothing but coding wise, design and modularity aspects. That's a standard. Even though you are a fresher, you cannot violate that. Pata hona chahiye where you are writing code. Okay, fine. These are some of the standards. Okay, next, at times unit testing also becomes a part of standard. Even that comes here. Fine, something said. Now let's move on. Let's see. I'll paste this again in the same LinkedIn blog. All of this I'm going to make it available, guys. Make value out of it in your life. Don't listen and forget. At least in this group, make it your personal mission. Whether others get it or not, I should get this one, and I should apply this at work. You make it a self mission, not for others but for yours. Okay, fine. So this is required for 0 to 3. What more topics are there? Okay, next, ho gaya, end-to-end process done. Coding unit testing, yes, we already included above. API automation, end-to-end automation at a junior level, not that much required, but you should know how to do basic API testing. Nothing but you should be good in Postman kind of systems. Okay, so Postman, this is again coming as part of the tool itself. So let me already mention here. So nothing additional required. API testing, how do you configure, make request response, those kind of stuff. Okay, and process includes how the interaction between UI, server, QA happen end to end, right from beginning to end. How do you define API context? How do you share the context with one another? How does the UI and server develop code independently? Then how do they integrate together? On which environment? Locally, how can you work? Remote environment, how can you work? All of that. Okay, on top of this, this reminds me of your infrastructure environments. Again, that comes as part of your process and tools, but additional focus on environments. Dev environment, QA environment, stage environment, prod environment, or like local environments. Okay, Docker based environments, Docker and Kubernetes based environments, or cloud based environments, AWS, Google GCP, or Azure, or on premises environments. Everything you should know how to do it, where the code should be deployed, how the code should be bundled, all part janna chahiye. You have to know as part of process, tools, and the way of working. As a junior, I am saying, even though you might not do all those configurations and setup, but awareness is required. Ki kaise chal raha hai bhai system, that knowledge is. Fine, all those things good. Now let's start saying you start growing in your career, 3 to 5 slot or 3 to 6 slot. Assumption is you already know these things. Awareness is already there. You know these things. You will not make mistakes on this one. People already start expecting next thing from you. And if you make mistakes here with a bigger experience, it becomes like, why kya kiya life mein? What have you really done in the past? And that starts counting as a bad performance in that case. You don't know the standards. 3 saal se kya kiya by IT? You don't know how to debug. What did you do since past 4 years? What were you doing? What functionality were you building? That's what every stage expects something. You need to master that. Without that, if you grow forward in your career, things will start backfiring on you. But let's see, okay, if you have already crossed, uska bhi way hai, but step by step karte. Now, what do you expect from somebody who is more senior? And more senior, as in I'm saying 3 to 5, your 3 to 6 le lo, which is also fine. Okay, 3 to 5, 3 to 6. What is expected? First of all, easy to chodo. Easy is basic now. Functionally, you should be able to guaranteed work on medium tickets, because in the end functionality has to be there. No, that's not escape for anyone. So easy to chodo. Medium, you should be really good, 100%, independently as possible. And for complex ticket, yes, with some support. It is fine to take support, but as you start growing up, even with 5 years, like complex kaam bhi aana chahiye. Okay, so functionally, you should be able to build the requirement. You might make wrong tech decisions or design decisions. That is still okay because you're still growing. But functionally, you should be able to build everything. Be it wrong, but functionally, you should be able to build it. Give it to the customer. That skill has to be developed for even complicated ticket with some assistance. And they're also like maybe 40% to bana lo khud se, and then some kind of assistance. Functionality done. Next, standards are already considered, so I'll not repeat. Foundation is there. Now you're taking step 2. Tools, already knowledge. In tools, yes, maybe some advanced tools which you did not explore as a junior, you might have to know that. Okay, advanced tools might be there, something like Kibanas and Docker setups and those kind of things which you did not explore, or JMeter for load testing, and maybe security related. There might be some tools which as a junior you did not get chance. So every project, whatever tool it offers, try to learn that. So it is required. Okay. Next, fine. End-to-end process is already understood as default. If you don't know something, master those things properly. Unit testing coding already fine. Okay. Your thoughts on how can you help in automation? This thing somehow should start triggering. Guys, yesterday I already said ki already the European market, how are they going through? Okay, and they're literally, the developers are doing automation testing. There are companies where developers itself are doing automation testing. Recently I had a conversation with one of our client, and he was like, in your company still QA is hired for doing testing? We don't have it. So they just wanted to understand what is Indian culture like. So, but just know it, we don't know how the market goes, but one thing is for sure, manual testing is not helping much in industry. It needs automation. And even if you're a developer, you should know how do you really automate systems. QA knowledge will be required because they think very good. Corner cases, this case is that. But manual QAs will not be sufficient for the industry. They should all become automated. And in automated, yes, there are good packages. I know it, almost as good as developer packages milte. But manual QAs, after like, I know people 15 years manual QA, kuch nahi aata dusra. And that's horrible. Opportunities will be like going bad like anything. Okay. So I would suggest know it, how to automate systems. Okay. Always try to understand maturity of unit testing in your system. Try to make it a personal mission. Ki bhai, 80% of the code I want to unit test every single time that I do it. Okay. So something around here. Next, moving on. Fine. As you grow more, so this maturity becomes more important for you. You should make it. Nahi yaar, karna 80% without unit testing, I'm not going to give to my QA. You hold that discipline. If product says no, it's okay, time crunch is there, remove it, then you remove, but otherwise you should push it. That's what is more maturity. And spend time here, that's fine. Now, but more importantly, you should learn the ability to explore anything new. That's required. Don't tell I cannot. It's not possible. With 4 years experience, 5 years experience, any new name which you hear, you should be able to build up a POC around it. Doesn't matter kaun sa technology mein hai, doesn't matter what open source it is, what library it is, just simply using internet, you should be able to do something with it. You cannot say I don't know. Yes, in the beginning you might be a junior, but 3 years say expectation is there. If my team member, 4 members, 5 member experienced person says I don't know that, immediate reaction is to learn and do it. Tell me the answer. Don't tell me I don't know. Okay, so you have to, because that's what is experience you are carrying. So you have to become good in R&D exploration next of any new thing. Okay, next, and this is also considered, guys. But first I would like you to go here. This becomes almost very important. This is a very important box. As a junior, you were following modularity and all of those design standards. But as you grow in your career with 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, slowly time will come where you would have to start defining them in the system. Important. How do you write modular? How do you write reusable? How your architecture design should be? Okay, all those things, at least here, it should be almost 50% ready. When you get more experience, 5 to 7, then people will expect you to be almost very good in this. Okay, but here the initial thoughts should start running. Not perfect, it's fine, but at least you should not be like so dumb here. I don't care about modularity, meko to functionality banani, I just want to do functionality. That approach will not work. You need to design it right, build it right, so that in a long run it works properly in the system. Okay, junior stock ki bhai I just build functionality na, it doesn't work out at senior level. You have to be really good. At least 50% you should be right, 60% you should be right, and then with some support you make it 100%, and then as you grow up it becomes more out of it. Okay, fine, modularity. Next, performance thoughts. Again, beginning level thoughts are required. Okay, I'm not asking you to be again pros in this, but performance thoughts, basic level thoughts like 40%, 50%. Start thinking about performance aspect. Okay, how to do, what to do, it's required. And all this is, guys, 5 years is a very good experience. The thought should start running, because 5 years experience people are building full applications, taking to production, and this is something which project needs. So performance, how do you improve? You need to learn what tools are there for performance monitoring. There are a lot of tools in industry that is required. Guys, again, database, I'm saying even as a junior you should know the basics, so I would put here also, and database knowledge is required even as beginning level also. Okay, so usko laga diye, ye ho gaya, done. Dekho, SQL, no SQL, this is just all exploration. You can put this as part of same open source bracket itself. Okay, third party integrations, it's again like it's required. Okay, it's part of your day-to-day life, so it just becomes here. There is nothing like next level. The point is same thing. To what level you know, that will change. Initially with less experience you might take more time, you might make wrong decisions, and people will be okay with that. If in my team some mid-level person has made wrong decision, I will be fine with it. I'll be like, it's okay, package is also like that, knowledge is also like that, he made a blunder. I would hold senior, why did you not check, double check that guy? You are getting paid more, you know the right thing, why did you not check it? So that becomes seniority. So yes, you should try to do this. Even if it is not 100%, it's not a problem, but at least try. Your thought should run in this manner, and try to be as good as possible along with time. Okay, and you will realize life will go good. And as you start growing more, open sources over this over performance, as again the security, again this comes as like thought should start running. Okay, you have to define the security here. As a this beginner level also, you might not know that much, but you should learn about security related stuff at beginner level. Okay, because these are things which cannot be violated in projects. So you should really understand, discuss with people, why kaise hoga if somebody hacker calls this API from Postman, how will it work? Guys, it's already 10:02. We will be just closing in next 3 minutes. Okay, I'll share the attendance and then we will close it. But now just imagine as you start growing up, okay, full stack decision, you have to do it around like 4 years, 5 years of experience. You have to do this full stack decision also. How do you want to take your career? Because 5 years is a very crucial time for your life. You have to make a lot of decisions at that time because it defines again you want to get into an architect line or people management line or how good you are in your technical stuff. That everything, the heart, your career formation will happen with this experience. Okay. Now moving on forward. Okay, fine, infra and all that. It keeps happening. Okay. And देखो, sometimes your project might demand you कि भाई as a junior ये सब करना पड़ेगा. So you have to definitely learn. But now what will happen is if you become senior 5 to 7, most of these things will be expected more from you. Modularity, when we say with 7 years of experience, it will be you should not be 50, you should be 90% ready for this or 100% ready for this. You make a few mistakes, it is fine, but you have 7 years of experience. How can you make those kind of mistakes? It just is natural because whatever you build with 6 years, 7 years, your juniors will blindly follow you. And if you don't know how to build it right, everything collapses, right? That's what is seniority. So fine, you have to focus on all of these things. Functional coding becomes bare minimum. Functional coding is bare minimum. Don't take any pride if you are doing things functionally. It doesn't mean a thing. It's like bacche bhi kar lenge. But how do you do it? That matters everything as your experience grows. Okay. How do you think about design and modularity? How do you think about your performance aspect? Okay. How do you think about your performance aspect? How do you think about your database security? And all of these things start growing. Okay, fine. And ये सारी चीजों को अभी एक एक आगे लेके जाना है. As simple as that. You do research, you do R&D, and you start taking it forward. Plus more responsibility comes there. You have to learn other skills, team leading. Okay, pressure situation handling, stakeholder management, client interactions. Okay, managing them if they are not happy, if the estimates are not right. Okay, hardcore estimation. Guys, estimation is something which needs to be done at all level. Here also, nothing but how much time will it take for you to finish? Okay, it's 10:05. We will be winding up the call now, but I think we have written a lot. Plus, there will be some more areas. But the point is, there is a lot to learn. Okay. Now I want you to just go through this session. This notepad, I will share it. Go through this. Think through it. Where you are right now. Forget about how much experience you carry. But if it is about building strong foundation and incrementally planning your career up, how are you going to do it? And then this source plus what you wrote, the 5 things of your role and responsibility, merging this together, you can define what you should learn technically. And be patient. Things will take time. Don't leave the track. Stick with it. If you feel no knowledge initially nahi lete, let's be immature. It is fine because technically you're lacking. That is a bigger problem. First, technically become good. Maybe dedicate your full 1 hour for technical learning in the beginning. Now, as you start getting more grip about all of these, then slowly introduce book reading into your life. So maturity and all aa jayega. But first, technically is your primary job and you should be good in that. Usko seekho. Every single thing, whichever you don't know, simply type it in Google, how to do exception handling in project. And guys, don't draw conclusions out of one thing. You read 10 links, see what people are doing, then make your logical judgment, and then that is how you learn. So every single thing, if you don't know what, simply type in Google how to do this, how to do this, how to do this. Every line, whichever you are not aware of, simple say how to do this in Java or Python or whatever. You will start getting links. Spend time in reading, exploring, applying it practically, and you will start finding growth happening. Okay, so this is what it is. Let me share the quick attendance. Let the thoughts come in, guys. We are trying to trigger the starting point. Okay, okay, and guys, attendance is mandatory. What I have thought about is, देखो, why attend? First, let me share the attendance, guys. Mark it mandatory. Week 3 के अंदर we will allow the people who have qualified 85% or above of the sessions. So it's a 15-day program. So out of 10 days, whoever has finished 85% or let's say 80%, matlab 8, 9, 10, okay, those who have really completed 8, 9 or 10 sessions out of 10, only they will be filtered for the week 3, where it's going to be very useful. Okay, why that? Because I want to really see, did you prioritize your own growth on top of other things of your life? And if you have not done that, maybe this is not the right time for your growth, because you are not serious about your growth. Okay, so accordingly, I've just structured attendance mandatory. I'm sharing it, and let's see. And I know that who are definitely doing it on a regular basis, they will get more value out of this entire program. Okay, fine. Sharing the attendance link. December batch attendance link. Copy. And guys, our full work is not done. Our analysis is still in middle itself. You have to further work on this. Okay, sharing it in the chat. Type your questions in chat, everybody. Okay, code for today 6767, and this is the attendance. Okay, somebody is asking a question. Mark your attendance. Guys, everybody type your questions in chat. Okay, somebody asked a question. What is the end-to-end process? End-to-end process is like right from the beginning of development or beginning of requirement till the end of the requirement, go live. How does the system work? Who are the people? Who does what at what phase? This is how we do it. Okay. Yeah, anybody else having questions? Pooja, Ria, please put it in comments. Mark the attendance mandatory, guys. Okay, and guys, we will be meeting up tomorrow, yeah, morning 6, and then tomorrow evening also we'll connect. What is agile method? We are going to discuss agile. There will be separate session exclusively, which will actually start right from tomorrow only. So corporate agile, how does the agile industry works, the best practices of that, and why people get pressure, not getting pressure. We are going to discuss about that as well. Okay. Okay. Somebody asks a question. Stuck in service-based company and support task. Okay, guys. Again, yesterday we said you need to be on the driving seat of your career. Okay, don't leave it to circumstances. So first, if you are not getting interesting project, then try to change your project. Try to talk with your leads, managers. I want to get to some other project where I will get something to do. If not possible to change, don't hesitate. Straight away go and switch the projects, switch the companies. Okay, in the beginning time, 5 years, 6 years, you have to spend time in hardcore coding projects. And if your current company is not giving it, try to discuss with your leads, HRs, whoever, and try to get into a project where you can. If that is not possible, try to start looking for other job where you really get hardcore work. Be on the driving seat of your career. Okay, worst case mein, guys, any situation can be converted into good. Worst case, if you are not able to get a job also or whatever, or you're scared for whatever reasons, I would say parallelly do lot of self project development, mini projects. Okay, do that, but that will still carry less value because live challenges will be live challenges. Okay, so yeah, that's the question. Okay, if anybody else, okay, there is no question. Okay, yeah, Krishna is saying freelancing, but the point is, if you are doing current job plus take up a freelancing at the same time, but if the work is going to conflict with one another, I would highly not recommend you to do that. If you are risking your current job because of freelancing, then don't do that. Don't do that. Okay? If you can manage both, if you have arranged your time, guys, don't spoil your career because of the side related activities. It will make you less focused at your day-to-day job as well. Okay? If you want to do it, but you have clear clarity, okay, yes, both of them will not interfere with one another, and you hold that responsibility. Guys, maturity is everything. A players will never fail the system. Okay, that's how it is. Okay, fine. So these are the questions that we got, and let's continue. And tomorrow evening 9 we will connect with corporate session. Okay, so corporate agile we will be discussing the best practices required for even working professionals. Let me tell you, there were people having 7 years of experience. They were not knowing how to right way of work on agile, and they were causing problems in their projects. Okay, and that's a very tough situation. So no, not people in IT also knows what's the right way of working. We need to really know that, and that's the reason pressure and tension starts coming up, guys. Okay, so thank you.